Hey Gen Z, I'm John, and this is my podcast, Gen Z Democracy, where I discuss current events, my political views, and how the wealthy is rigging this economy against us. Today, I'd like to talk to you about why prices are so high, the number one issue for voters in this last election. So, after the 2008 recession, Wall Street investors started buying hundreds of thousands of homes. And as your parents can likely remember, this Wall Street greed ended up devastating the housing market. Millions of people lost their homes to foreclosure. And were these companies hurting? Of course not. They have taxpayer bailouts. Then it started to pick off the scraps of the industry it just destroyed, gobbling up foreclosed homes at very low prices, which it then sold or rented for big profits. If the present trend continues, by 2030, Wall Street will own 40% of the housing market, which is a ton more than their current percentage at 28. Now let's talk about gas. In 2022, the top 5 oil companies made $200 billion in profit, double the prior year. Now, while ordinary Americans like you and me are paying through the nose of the pump, companies like Chevron, according to their CEO, returned more cash to shareholders and produced more natural gas than any year in its history. That's ridiculous. That just shows that while people like you and me are suffering, corporations are seeing record profits, and corporations are enjoying their third yacht. This is ridiculous. The Federal Trade Commission alleges that a major oil executive colluded with OPEC to artificially cut supply and drive up prices for millions of Americans. Matter of fact, this costs regular Americans like you and me about $2,000 a year. Okay, let's take a look at grocery prices now. So let's take meat prices, for example. 4 companies own 80% of the beef industry, 70% of the pork industry, and 60% of the poultry industry, or chicken industry. Because of this, prices are still surging, and these companies are seeing record profit. Companies like Tyson Foods with 91%, JBS with 70%, and tons more. And keep in mind, these percentages is how much more profit they're making within the last 12 months. Stuff like this is happening with almost everything in the grocery store. So, how do we fix this? It's by fixing price gouging. Kamala Harris would have fixed this, but instead we voted in the felon president with his insane tariffs that's going to raise prices with everything in the grocery store. This is why we need to wake up before 2028 and vote in our great Democratic leaders that will fight for people like you and me and bring down prices across the board in the grocery store. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this content. Check out my channel for more stuff like this. Thank you very much for your time.